Everyone, it is Saturday, June 24th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a great day so far. I'm in an excellent place and excited for a productive session as usual. We're going to hit some online classes here, going to get a quick drum practice in and just hit the production front hard, as is my MO right now, and just move forward with this song. I'm going to get the vocal chains set up to record some scratch vocals, maybe do a couple scratch takes, and then move on. So I'll talk you guys through as much as I can as we go through the session. Let's get right into it. Alright, great session overall. Definitely like not the most epic or like long or intense sessions ever, but got some good work done and definitely overcame some resistance, which is good. So just started on the online class front and got into my music business class. What I'm doing is spending some time building a spreadsheet of songs that I really like my favorite albums and songs of all time, and then just doing some research online to figure out who mixed them and then who mastered them. And I really like expanding my vocabulary of mix and master engineers and just understanding the history of recorded music better. I feel like it helps me make more informed decisions, and it gives me more opportunities for learning from people who have shaped my preferences sonically. Honestly, I've listened to those records so many times, it's like, oh yeah, I love that sound, or I love that vibe or something. It's like these are the guys who had a first hand in doing that. So I definitely want to connect to them as much as I possibly can, and also just understand their methods and their philosophy as much as possible. And there's so much information out there. So I ordered a book by Eddie Kramer, who's the guy who mixed and engineered a lot of Led Zeppelin 2 and pretty much every subsequent Zeppelin record after that. He also did a ton of Hendrix records, Bold as Love, etc., and Electric Ladyland. And you know, it's amazing that these guys are still around. Like, these records were made less than a generation ago, and it already seems like it's ancient history, but it's not. You know, Jimmy Page is still alive, Robert Plant's still alive, John Paul Jones is still making music. So I just want to take advantage of the opportunity to learn from these people and try to carry the tradition forward as much as I can. So that was great, and I also realized that the Joe Satriani camp that I've been contemplating about whether I want to go or not, they're doing a special on Surfing with the Alien, which is one of my favorite records, and the guy, John Cuniberti, who engineered it and co-produced it with Satch, is going to be there, and they're going to be talking all about the processes they use. So that's a great opportunity for me to get inside a record that I'm really passionate about and love, and so I'm pretty stoked. So I'm going to sign up for that later today. Then I got in a quick drum practice, just keeping things flowing there, making sure that I'm not getting worse, basically. And then took a break, did some reading out of the recording book. No major takeaways there necessarily. And then what I was doing the last few moments, I forgot to record it, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but I was just setting up my microphone for some vocal scratch recording. I'm going back to the SM7, which I really like the results I got from that on the last tune that I multi-tracked, which sort of was a big inspiration behind going back to the multi-track environment for this record. So I just, it's a very simple signal chain. It's just SM7 through a Mogami cable right into my Apollo Twin DI. I have an LA2A compressor plug-in from Universal Audio, which I believe is free with the purchase of the Apollo Twin or any Apollo products. I think it's like part of their plug-in bundle that they give you if you buy the thing. And I've got that on there just to prevent clipping. I do like tracking with compression, because as I start getting deeper into the tracking session with vocals, I'm aware that like my high frequency sensitivity sometimes starts to get a little bit dulled. And sometimes as I get really emotionally invested in the takes and I start like trying to pour a lot of emotion into the takes, I realize that the level can be super variable. And so I usually track with some very light compression just to make sure there's no clipping or I don't lose a take sonically that otherwise would have been really great. And I also really like pushing up against the compressor with my voice sometimes. I feel like, I don't know, it's almost like a firm mattress or something like that. You know, it like gives me a little extra comfort and support when I'm singing. I don't know how else to say that, but yeah, it's like jumping around in a padded room. You know, it's like you're not as concerned about bumping into the walls like you're gonna hurt yourself, if that makes sense. It's like you can just go berserk and bananas and have fun with it and realize like you're not gonna break any bones, you know, or damage anything permanently. So it's kind of how it feels. So I'd encourage you guys to experiment with that if you haven't in the past, and it's pretty common industry practice from what I understand. So yeah, just getting that plugged in. I mean, it's so funny the emotions that come up around like, okay, we're gonna switch gears and track vocals today, and I haven't done that in a really long time. I just feel this emotional resistance, like this wall come up, like, oh, I don't want to do that, you know. It's so funny. It's like all I had to do was pull the microphone out of the case that it's been in, put it on the stand, took probably less than 5 minutes, plug the cable in, set the level, and I was good to go. Like open up a track. It's just like, oh man. But if you guys haven't read The War of Art, check it out. And you know, I'm one step closer to finishing this record, and I'm just loving that process by itself. So appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process as much as possible, enjoying your weekend, not forgetting to have fun every once in a while and unplug from the whole goal-oriented madness. That's what I'm out here doing. And I will be back on Monday for more, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys then. Until then.